Okay. Could you guys just, I suppose, again, characterize what the Chinese Visual Festival is? So kind of the major characteristics of the festival in a sense.
We usually try to fight to the right to speak. Well, I think, first of all, we are not a film festival. We are a visual festival. So it starts at the beginning, it is not just film. It's art exhibition and film. We sort of want to create some kind of conversation, we call, between moving images and art. And also, so it is not just about showing the excellence of Chinese films, and it's more or less always about showing more about China, what is actually happening in China. And then that's, I think, really stands out for our festival, because we always try to focus on contemporary China, what is actually happening now. So we usually do not choose anything like set in the history, or like so Kung Fu fans will be a bit disappointed at the moment. We don't really show any Kung Fu films from China either. I think that is probably really stands out for us as a festival.
Also, as Jingjing said, that the festival at the beginning, when we program the festival, when we brand it, I look into other similar festivals that already, at the time, already had Xiao's Eastern Filming East Festival, and China Image, and also Terracotta. But all these festivals, we feel that they show more like commercial films, like big production. So we're more interested in the crossover between artist and filmmaker, because in China quite a lot of artists that they use film as a kind of practice. For instance, like Yang Fudong, or like nowadays we have more younger artists use like 3D animations, and a lot of this crossover actually inspire new way of making film. So this is what we're interested to showcase. And also we feel in the first Chinese Visual Festival, we show mostly documentary film. Documentary film, they're independent, and also they are very rich resources for social study. So this is why, as Jingjing said, that we never brand ourselves as a film festival. We actually is a festival that combines films and arts together.
And so you've maintained that kind of position systematically over time. You haven't really changed in terms of the focus.
We change a bit. Now we also show independent feature films.
Music.
Yeah, and also we have music, because we went to a lot of audience development events, and then we feel that maybe you put in other artistic events that it will help attract audiences. So we get a lot of support from Chinese artists. We have musicians come over to perform for us. Yeah.
So I suppose just thinking about this, how do you fund this process? Because if you're not kind of commercially focused in terms of the projects, how do you kind of actually support?
The major support funding, the first one is mainly for me, myself. Yeah. I run another event, it's called Chinese Heritage Conference from 2010. That's a self-finance cultural event. It's an annual event as well. Every year, I self-finance by sell ticket and a little bit sponsorship money, but every year I not only just break even, but also make some money to next year. So I always believe that one thing, because I study culture management as one of my subjects, so I always look into manage a culture program in a very sensitive but business way. Because I really remember when I studied culture management, my teacher told me one thing. You go to West End, all the music show, they self-finance. So if your audience buy in, you survive after 6 months, you keep going. One day nobody wants to see the music show, you have to say goodbye and give the stage for next one. So I always believe that find your target audiences, look into what they need. That is why we work with Kings, because we are quite academic. Yeah, so we feel that our audiences are more academic audiences because of our content. Yeah, So the first one, I am a little bit overconfident. I feel that it's such a good program. Jingjing put into a lot of time to do the research, and we have wonderful film. They are all award-winning film from the Chinese Documentary Festival. We audience will buy into it, but we forget it in UK. It's a very new market. We are a very new product. Commercial film like made by Jackie Chan, Jet Li, of course, these are big stars that there are more audience know them. Like Lian's film, Anli's film, of course, people know them. They will buy ticket. Whereas we are low budget documentary film. Sometimes audience come, we just have like the first screening, we have like 15 audiences. Everyone after the film screening come to shake hand with our film curator, just say, the film is wonderful, we got to tell our friends. It's a shame, just 15 people turn up. Yeah, even nowadays we have like 30, 40 people. We still feel that's not enough. Yeah, but I hope one day the festival can self-finance, generate some part of the income, and also we will get potential funders' attention that give us some more financial support. But at the moment, pretty much we get support from King's College in the past, University of London, like Birkbeck, and some funding from our own self, yeah, some ticket funding, yeah. But good thing is we're 3 years on now, and we get better income from ticket, yeah.
So in terms of where you've held the festival, has it always been in academic institutions? Has it always been at King's or at Goldsmiths or somewhere like that?
I guess because yes, that's also we learned from the years that because our content. Oh, yeah, I guess I have to stress that one of the reasons I show the films, right, I select the films, is because there are a lot of films. I wouldn't say a lot, but there are quite a few films about China, about contemporary China, but the voice from those messages were. They were not made by Chinese, and then even some of the audience came to me and say, I really like your film because this is really actually made by Chinese. So, but then there is a gap, there is a huge culture gap. When we show the films, as Chinese I understand it perfectly, but to reach other audiences who are not really familiar with China, they don't really understand the background, the way things were told. For example, a very simple thing like hukou. To any Chinese, like a resident permit, it's we all know what it is, but it's a very strange idea here. You can't live in a certain city unless you give a permission. You were born there, so that kind of thing. We need some more support from academics, from scholars who are researching on this. They can explain this better. So I guess that's from the beginning, because we are really showing something originally from China. This need a bit gap filling, then that's why we're more or less connected with academic institutions.
And also, as I say, that a lot of the Chinese independent documentary film, they are social issue driven, so they are quite rich social study resources already. And also, I believe that any good culture program is about interpretation. That's because it's quite special. She's a film curator, I'm an art curator. And also I work in museum education department for quite a long time. So I understand, no matter you think the culture you try to promote, the film you try to promote, how good it is always the curator's mission to interpret it to your audiences. We found that actually work with academic is a very good way. For instance, like Jingjing mentioned, the hukou, we have films about education in China, like a film, Brave Father. It's a very popular film, has shown in BFI, in the Chinese New Year event, film event, and also in Kesong Cinema. And also have another film, it's called Where Should I Go? It's about migrant workers' children that move to the city with their parents because they don't have the hukou. That means the city residence permit. Therefore, they couldn't use the public education system. And this kind of film, they are very interesting. So we work with academics who research education in China. Then they can better interpret to our audiences why the story happened in this film. Yeah, and also a lot of the films, like for instance, like Brave Father, it's about university student that have to face very high tuition fee in university. When he graduated, couldn't find a job. It is a very similar situation happen here nowadays. So you program it together with academic, with talks, then audiences will find that it equal to their own situation.
Okay. I think maybe just one final question. What do you think has been the greatest success of the festival so far?
For me, I think I am really, really thrilled to see we're still here. We didn't went bankrupt or anything. Yeah. And then, of course, I can see from when I started, really just showing really consistent effort, showing independent film made from China. There is an audience. And we can see actually this audience growing and growing. Every year we have more people coming to our event. It grows quite dramatically, actually. And then with this kind of effort, I believe we are creating more platforms we call for Chinese artists. This is also one of the main missions for our festival. We want to create, because for her, used to work for major museums, she usually finds it very difficult to really feature like the richness of Chinese artists at the moment. And for me, like last year when we showed Brave Father and Where I Should Go in Curtin, it's about the first time independent documentary get to show in any commercial cinema in the UK. So we were really happy for those artists and for those directors, and of course we can keep doing this, then which means for them they are really regarding us more and more like an international release platform. So I think for us, I am really, really happy about that.
Yeah, me too. When we look back, although every year when we have festival, we have a lot of row over programming, funding, organization, everything. But one thing I'm really proud of my team, like James and Rachel is not here today, Jingjing, they work extremely hard. And also I can tell everybody that for the next 3 years, we definitely will be here. No matter that China Culture Connect need to fund this project, we still feel that we are very happy to continually run Chinese Visual Festival, because we get more and more audiences. We do the program much better. The first festival we show 10 or 11 films, and then last year we showed 20. This year we showed 29 very good films, and also we able to invite directors from China. Like yesterday, I went to British Museum to give the exhibition catalog to the head of Asian art department. They said, "We know you. You always do very good program." I think that's how I feel. I think that's the biggest achievement. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks very much.